It is God's grace that gives you the ability to move forward with your spirit, your mind, your will, your emotions, and with your body. 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9 says, "My grace is sufficient for you, and my strength is made perfect in your weakness." A lot of times, what happens when it comes to moving forward, it's easy to associate with weak points in our life. I know for me, I have done that several times, and it kind of reminds me of a true story when this gentleman went fishing with some friends, and as he is fishing, he falls out the boat, but he begins to feel terrified or overwhelmed and identify with the weaknesses that he can't swim. But as he is trying to gasp and come up for air, his friends are telling him to get up. And so when he get up, he recognized that he is in shallow water. I tell you this story because it reminds me of our personal circumstances, when life circumstances can be overwhelming, where it grips your mind with fear, with doubt and uncertainty, and it feels like you are just drowning and you can't keep your head above just to breathe and relax and live. But the truth of the matter is, if you touch your heart and you feel your heart beating, that there is a grace that is available to you to expand in your life, to move beyond anything that is associated with any weaknesses in your life. Why? Because God's grace is sufficient for you. And I challenge you to say that God's grace is sufficient for me. Now, what is God's grace? It is His divine influence on your heart. And when God has divine influence on your heart, it expands in His favor for your life, His loving kindness, and you see more of God's goodness. But the interesting thing that I love about God's grace is that it gives you knowledge. So whatever you are going through, God's grace is available specifically to assist you, to give you the knowledge you need to move forward. But one of the challenging things that happen when it comes to looking at where you're at and looking at the weaknesses and wondering how you're going to get out of this situation is recognizing that the grace of God is available to you right now. And what it is that you need to connect with this grace is to desire it, to desire God, to desire to move forward, and to desire His grace to assist you. And when you have that desire burning on the inside of your heart, you expand in the awareness where you see more of God, His influence in your life.